I'm gonna, I guess, take it from you real quick to just do a little introduction in the space because we are getting started. People have dropped in by now, so welcome everyone. We got Flu, Jacob, Sir Rugslis, and Luna, along with Minty and myself up on stage. Feel free to come up. This is a giant, massive, awesome, fun space, and we'll be counting down the minutes until the mint starts. So that is going to be my job to make sure it does start on time. So if I'm a little bit quiet in these first 30 minutes, that's why. But otherwise, come up. We got some great hosts up here. We got Cro-Magnus joining us up here now, too. So it's just a blast. What we got going on is our mint. So you can mint a duo, a pair, a combo of NFTs if you are on the members list. That is a special rule for some people in our community. Tomorrow at the same time, we will be opening the allow list, which a lot more people are on. And if you are not on either of those places, the public mint will be opening on the 21st of December. So we got quite a while here. It's going to be an exciting few weeks. And if you do have a music note, this is commonly asked. Again, we did just publish a Medium article. You can go check that out. It's on our Medium or in Discord. And that will answer a lot of the questions. But the most common question is, if I have a music note, aka a mint pass, when can I mint? And the answer is you can mint during any of the phases. You can mint today, tomorrow, December 21st, anytime into the future. There is no limit. You will always have a Soundscape avatar NFT and a Soundwear physical headphone reserved for you. So just know that. But I will pass it off as I need to get back to some work to make sure this all goes right. And I'll pass it to Crow to hey, how are you doing? And yeah, it's an exciting day. How are you feeling about it?
Good. How are you feeling, Devin? You got to do some work, huh? You didn't schedule some time off, Devin?
I would. Man, the days are blending, but it'll be over here soon, one way or the other.
Amazing. You just make sure everything runs properly.
Yes, sir.
That's kind of what he does. That's Devin is a jack of all trades at Sun, and tip of the hat to him. This is been a long time coming for him, and just want to thank you. I know you got to go jump off right now, heading into a lot of work. I'm surprised we have you. I'm surprised we have Cro-Magnus, who's just been working away tirelessly on this amazing collection, and we'll get into some aspects of that collection later on, and as we kind of go through rounding out this this season finale, if you will, of the San Choice Awards. We've had a long, great stretch over the past 8 weeks, awarding and giving this Sanware to people in the community that we felt could use it, could utilize it in ways that we felt as a community we were, we're because as a community, it's like, we took it in phases. We're like, okay, here are the test type 0 zeros. This is just for the team. Okay, like, what can we do with it? Does it work in the shower? I tested that. Does it work on a run? Devin, ran a marathon with it. And so as a team, we began to test. And then we said, okay, here's the tweaks that we think, we need to move forward to the next phase, which was the community. And so those who soulbound in the community got early test type 01s. And those, were a slight advancement. And all this while, David Lung, head designer for Beats by Dre, he has been tweaking each iteration along with us. And so each stage has been getting, the sound is getting more powerful, more hyper real, as we sort of call it, hyper reality audio. And putting it, as he says, instead of over the ears pumping into your ears, which they're, kind of mechanically, that's what they do. By putting it in your ears, the innovation is in ear, because then you can leverage the lobes, you can leverage the jawbone, all these amazing things to make the sound around you. And so the hyperreality experience is real. And I think, we wanted to try and expose that by having community members test it, give us the good feedback. And then once we got there, then it was like, okay, who are the people just outside of our community, maybe, friends of our community that we think could take it to that next level? And I'm joined right now by some of those here on the video. And I'm gonna bring them up now. We got Crypto Dilly and Gucita. Welcome, guys. Pleasure to have you up here, guys. And also Just Style, thank you for coming. And so Crypto and Gucci, you guys are part of a combination of a team that is working on a show, Unboxing Web3, which did an amazing video on Son. And just what were some, before I get into that, what were some of your initial thoughts about Sonware and receiving it?
Gucita, you can go first.
Well, everybody heard your thoughts. I hadn't received my Sonware, so I was kind of just deferring to Dilly on that review. But yeah, I actually got them in the next day, and man, I dig them for sure. I quickly downloaded the app and was happy to find that I can control some of the settings, like the mids, the treble, and the bass, which is important. And took them right away for a bike ride, took them to the gym, experimented with all different types of music, hip hop and classical, just to get the range of it all. And yeah, man, I'm super impressed by it. It's cool. I'm really looking forward to the features that you guys are going to unroll. And I think it's brilliant. Some of your ideas, like the passive earning and rewarding artists. This is revolutionary, and I think it's just brilliant.
Thank you, Dilly. We're just going to have you just maybe just turn off your sound, because I'm going to have your previous you talk.
The noise cancellation is definitely superior to Apple products, in my opinion. Wearing these on the airplane, all that you hear is the music or whatever movie or whatever you're actually listening to. And what's really ideal about these is you can hear like the little beats and like pats within music that you normally wouldn't pick up on. And that was one of the first experiences with these that I noticed is it really has like an attention to detail with audio, and they really show this and emphasize it with their soundscapes. They did a spatial audio experience where you can go in and listen with these headphones, and you can hear like everything around you in a 360, a cinematic way without actually having visuals. And that experience in itself just shows you the quality of the engineering that went into this product itself. So quality is a rare for me. I expect the final product to even be better.
I assume rare is pretty good in your assessment, Dilly. What does that rare mean?
I mean, rare is pretty hard to get to with our
as it should be.
Yeah. So I mean, the product itself, everyone that's used it, they know how good quality it is, especially with David Lung being on the team. Like, he was the audio engineer of Beats by Dre. And I actually watched Jess Styles' video, and I think he did a really good job of the overlay of messing with the EQs and like really representing the product in a different way. And when you experience the headphones, it's a completely different experience than like just having people tell you about it. So yeah, I mean, a rare's hard to get. We actually have our first product that has, you know, blown off the charts, which we're going to drop that video next, Tuesday this week. So tune in for this week's episode to find out what that is.
So
Yeah,
every,
you know,
every Tuesday, is it? Every Tuesday,
Every Tuesday. Yep.
unboxing Web3. I'm gonna put links down below as we go on.
can you put a link for the spatial audio soundscape too? Because I need to experience that. But yeah, real quick, like you know, when you mint something, like when I mint this Sand Sound NFT, this PFP, man, I'll be stoked if I get an uncommon, right? Like uncommon is, you know, is respectable. And I think you threw in an epic in there too, Dilly, if I'm not mistaken. So.
It's funny because like in Web3, we kind of rank things based off of the rarity of the PFPs or the NFTs that we get. So our cheeky, you know, spin on rarity is, you know, mixing Web3 with the physical collectible like aspect of ranking things. So, you know, our rubric is designed around what you'd rank your NFTs as. And so, yeah, I mean, rares definitely up there. Our rankings are common, uncommon, rare, epic, and then legendary. And so we have 5 different rankings. And so for Sonware to land in the rare for their first product, and that's the test unit.
These are the test units, and I do want to say that as well. Again, like, you know, David has been incrementally, just from the feedback of this round as well. He was just like, "Oh, I got a really great idea," and just like, and he comes back, he's like, "Yeah, it's 40% better." And every time he says that to me, I sort of like, I kind of faded a little. I'm like, "Is it really?" And I put it in my ears, and you're like, "Holy crap!" I don't know how he does it. He really is a wizard when it comes to audio, and clearly, you know, the success of Beats and all the things that he's done to implement and create patents on that have gone into this product is really outstanding, and as you said, amazing. And we hope it, you know, is going to be revolutionary, not just for the tokenomics of things, but also for the relationship to audio and the relationship to artists. You know, listening to, you know, your favorite tracks and like hearing, you know, those things that like I've never heard before. I'm like, oh wow, there's really nice, you know, drums there, and the triangle's over here, and you sort of sound and you feel like you're in studio with them. With the artist. And I think that is such a, we call it farm to table audio. It's such a lost experience because from the creator side, you work so hard on those little incremental like tweaks, and you're like, oh, like let's, you know, make sure the bass is here and like this, right? Just Style knows what's up with this. and then somebody's listening on a laptop, right? And just like, you know, with really bad speakers, and it washes over them, and they don't appreciate, you know, how much time and effort went to that. Just let me run your video since it was mentioned. It's a great one. Let me grab it here.
I have these headphones, right? They're called Sand Sound. These are supposed to change the way you hear sound. And on top of that, I'm assuming that like if music is crazy, I'm pretty sure ASMR is insane.
Right.
So
let's test them out.
Let's do it.
Yeah, man, these fit. Even the ads sound very high quality.
We'll listen to one of my songs.
Yeah, it's clear. Oh, you got to hear this. Oh, there's touch on it too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yo. It's crazy because when you're listening to this, you can hear the space between the samples. You can separate the sounds. When you listen to regular headphones, everything sounds glued and mashed
All together, yeah.
But these sound like they're spaced. Let's try like an ASMR video now.
I don't even really watch a lot of ASMR stuff. Like mukbangs.
Oh, so you watch mukbangs? Okay, let's try it.
I don't recommend this unless you got some real courage.
This is weird. It's good. Yeah. What about the mic on this? Homie.
I'll call you right now. Covering the mic on the iPhone. Do you hear me clear?
The clarity is very good. And you know how some earbuds, they sound like dookie?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it picks up very clearly. I can hear each word that you're saying clear.
And you can use it in the shower. You can go swimming.
Water.
That's crazy. So Sand Sound, Kaku, appreciate you, man.
Boom. Appreciate you. I think that was a really great summation of you know what Sonware is, and as you guys are saying, it's kind of an experience, and it's really hard to talk about. And you know, we're doing our best to try and show visuals and all these great things, and
Yeah.
bring. I think, you know, again, why we wanted to get into your guys' hands was, you know, you guys were either a vote by the community, or you know, somebody within the community that we thought, you know, could give us that perspective outside. And each of you does, you know, in your own way, like Guchita's, you know, developing, you know, what would you call it? Is it just like Web3 physicals, like Web3 wearables? What is your angle?
I mean, I like to call it. Well, it's phygital, and I'm trying to be like.
But nobody likes that word, right?
Right, but like higher end kind of Web3 streetwear. Like,
Yep.
you know, like I was talking to my buddy who I brought a bunch of ideas on, and like nothing against hoodies, but like I might not ever do a hoodie because everybody.
I got 5. I don't need another hoodie.
Yeah, I like hoodies, but like I'm trying to do. I'm trying to, and every piece I do, like I'm not trying to drop ship. I'm not trying to have somebody do it. I'm like getting them. I've got 5 different people touching them. I got a seamstress working on one aspect of them. Every piece I look at, and I'm like, how can I create physical rarities within this collection? Because I'm appealing to that collector's mentality that we have. Like, let's you mint a digital or a physical, and then when you get it, like, what did you get? Like,
he wants to cater to the degens. He's like, all right, we're gamblers. Like, what are we gonna get when we open up our package? Are we getting something that's extremely rare, or are we getting a common? You know.
But it allows me to be creative because like I can take each piece, take time with it, decide how to make some more, you know, rare or special than the other, and with the whole House OG thing, I'm like trying to do small collections and trying to do them one at a time, and just get them into, you know, people's hands. And I'm not. Anyways, it's not about House OG, but thank you for.
No, but it is, because you're part of the community, and you're the one giving, again, that perspective on physicals and rarity, and that's something that we've tried to incorporate within, you know, tech. And that was the thing. That was like, in terms of wearable tech, like, you know, how to integrate those variables. You know, we don't want to gyp somebody on sound quality, like, oh yeah, you just got the standard, sorry bro, you just got the common, you know, you can, you know, listen to, you know, a certain level of music. And so, you know, by delivering an experience, and having, you know, we call factions, are, you know, sort of lifestyle angles. So, you know, there's Sora, you know, which is a bit more sporty. There's you know, lifestyle, and there's, you know, gaming. There's, you know, music. There's aspects to audio that we wanted to try and get feedback from our community on developing for that. So, you know, if it's not sound quality impairment, but, you know, what is it that we can do to that unit to help that person achieve, you know, more things in sports, etc. Bobby, I'm sorry. Welcome. I totally forgot to welcome you to the show.
up?
My co-host Bobby, of course. Thank you for coming by and hanging out
Of
today.
course,
Man.
as always. It's a fantastic day for all of us in the sanctuary. I'm pretty stoked. I've been rocking these Type 1 units for a minute, and or like since I've gotten them, like haven't looked back, and probably need that newer pair because these are my daily wears now. Like, I've been loving them.
And I think I wanted to check in with our friends over in the Twitter audio only portion, in the sound portion. If you would like.
Oh, sorry. We exist? I didn't.
Not only do you exist, but you're meant to follow along on the video as well.
Jesus Christ. I can't hear the sound because it will mess up my ears. It's just constant things.
Rugless, during that whole fucking spiel, like, Minty unfollowed you and me and Crow and Abel and Jacob because our words mean literally nothing to this man.
Unless you guys jump in with us into the video, which you have been extended an invitation. But we welcome you guys. You guys can also join us by
not so rugless. What are you talking about, bro?
by jumping into my page, and then you'll see the broadcast. And if you pop out that video down to the lower right, there's a little arrow and a square. If you pop out that video, that'll allow you to follow along with what we're doing on the video. It's a bit different. It's a bit nascent. This is a new thing. Adam McBride and I we were talking about this like on Twitter, and I was just like, you know what, we should just tag Elon. I kept tagging Elon doing this, and then 2 days later, it was a feature. It was just like, we need this to be able to like do the video, follow the video, and still let people scroll and degen. We got stuff to do. We got mints to get to, maybe here in the next 8 minutes or so. And so, yes, Just Style, thank you so much for your video. And you know, I know that you have, you know, relationships with San, but you know, what is, I guess, your perspective in music? You're an artist, you're a producer.
Yeah, so I do a lot of like music production, DJing, and a lot of mixing, mastering as well. So like
A lot of
hearing,
ASMR. Yeah.
yeah. So like Kako was just telling me like, yo, you need to try these headphones. Like I don't even have to say anything about it. You're just gonna put it on and you'll get it. And so I was like, oh, okay, you know, didn't really have too much of didn't really have any previous like expectations for it. And the moment I put it on, I'm like, yo, these sound like my like production headphones that I used to produce. Like you can hear literally like everything is spaced out. And to me, that's you don't hear that in headphones, you know, unless like you're really into like buying like cans, and you know, there's like a whole niche audience for that where people try to get crazy with headphones. But like these, the moment I put it on, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like like you said it earlier, you hear what the producer, like how they heard it in the studio and how they wanted to make songs sound. So yeah, that's what my first impression was.
Thank you, appreciate that. I also have in the audience here on the sound side, we have Nana and Baron von Hustle, who are co-hosts of Other Space FM. We seem to be just working with duos, it seems, like GT and Dilly. But wanted to acknowledge you guys, and I'm going to run on that video. I noticed you guys have this like really sweet website now. I was just like, maybe I've seen it before, but I was just like, I wanted to share it. Please jump up to the stage if you might be able to, and talk a little. Jacob can let me know when they're there, but I'll share in the video.
Minty, where did I get this invitation at? What app?
The Slack app, the
Okay,
app of
thank you.
Slack. Some may say it's the one that the channel that I'm always in.
It's the channel I'm not. Thank you for the inviting.
I love the sound effects. But yes, Nana is requested up. Let me grab him.
Just one more thing, Minty. I love you. I'm joking with you. So
I love you so hard.
don't go crazy on me.
Nana's coming up to the stage. And that's part of, you know, again, the reason to try and like push outside of, you know, just the San family, you know, core family, if you will, to get this feedback, because, you know, we kind of need sort of the hard, you know, sort of the business about like, you know, what is it going to take to get this to market? You know, getting an epic is great, but it's not good enough for us, man. We want we want to go epic. We want to go legendary, so that this really knocks people's socks off, you know, with its core functionality. But as Guchita mentioned, the listen to earn side of things is something that we've hinted at and have been partnering with a lot of great companies in Web3 to help execute, you know, leveraging all the technology of blockchain, you know, like ZK, like, you know, so that we're not giving up all of our information like we do to Spotify, who, oh my God, oh no, guys, Flu has joined the video. Flu, do you? Okay, thank you. He put on a shirt. Okay, let's go. Flu, what's up, Flu? I told you had an invite, and you're on the Spaces.
I'm trying to hide my microphone from that one. Hello, Bobby.
I like the mustache. It looks good. And the goatee too. Very solid.
Hi, Bobby.
Hey, Flo.
So, Flu, welcome to the video portion. I'm glad to have you here. You wanted to come here for a reason. Is it just to show off the new mustache and beard? in the little soul patch? Oh no. Oh no, he's rugging. He's rugging his sound. We don't hear you, bud. Oh, he's trying to show off that he has technology that he's showing off with his sound. Thank you,
I
Flu.
think we're under attack.
He is definitely attacking us.
Oh my god.
So this is what we have to deal with at Sound Sound, the trolls in our own team.
I mean, we don't need any more trolls. We have one that's good for all of them. So
Always
Never a dull
omnipresent.
moment.
Always an omnipresent. Nana, welcome to the stage, brother.
Hey, thank you so much, man. Thanks for having me. And sorry I can't jump on the video stream.
All good, because we can see you on video if we go to your website again, otherspace.fm. You guys run shows around the other side. It seemed I love where you guys are going as well, because you guys started with Other Side, and then you guys have been expanding to talk about entrepreneurism in the space, etc. You guys have started up a new show, right? It's called? Is that Deckside?
Yeah, Deckside. That's kind of like our podcast interview series. A lot of it has just been kind of some one-on-one time with some movers and shakers, some people we look up to that we just want to soak up some game with, So that's been an amazing series, and I'm excited to just keep that going.
Yeah, I was kind of teasing Gucci and Crypto about Dilly about this as sort of influencers and having a show. It's sometimes there's perks of being you get to talk to really interesting, cool people. I get to talk to my friends and have discussions that like I just don't get to have on a daily basis with them and get down into sort of the why, etc. And also for their show, kind of the free swag. Like I'm sure they're getting a lot of offers to unbox a lot of cool stuff.
Oh yeah, especially Gucci. He's an unboxing legend. But it's cool to see Gucci and Dilly team up as well, man. I love what they're doing with the Unbox Web3.
It's a good team, and I think having somebody that you can sort of work and push and pull with is important in this space, and it's something that has drawn us, I think, to Web3. This idea of common minds and hanging out with people that live so far from us. Bobby's in Denver, and we do a show together every week because we vibe about music and we love music. And we love finding new music for our community. And so, how did you and Baron come to say like, hey, we should just start taking over media together?
You know what? It's we've been on a long journey with each other, even pre Web3. Our parents went to the same high school. I believe Jason, aka Baron Von Hustle, was there. Went at the hospital when I was born, and even through some tough times, like we've lived with each other.
Jeez, crypto and Gucci. That's like a challenge to your bond. Oh my gosh, I don't know if anybody can meet and match that bond.
Well,
We were born in the same hospital together.
He's we both have always been really passionate collectors, from basketball cards to pogs to you name it, jerseys, whatever it might be. And when it came into crypto and technology, that's just something I think we both had our individual journeys on. And when it came to NFTs, it's Baron, he actually minted 4 of them, and when I missed the mint, and I was like, oh shit, you know what, like, let me buy this off secondary from you. And he's like, no, I got you, man. And he's like, it's cool, it's like a membership, and we own the IP. I was like, yeah, man, that's the enticing part about it. And he without a second thought, he gave me the ape that I'm still rocking. And so, we've been on the journey of just building with IP, connecting in the digital space, and Baron has always kind of been one to just pop up the spaces, get people to talk about their projects, especially in the bowl of 21, and at the same time, like, we've always been thirsty and hungry for something that was like ape-centric, but when Other Side was announced, we were excited about Other Side and building in the metaverse. And so, we decided to kind of put our minds together in our efforts and, different skill sets to create something and make it consistent. And so we ended up branding it as Other Space FM, and it's been going on ever since the first trip. But with Other Side being so far out, I think we had to look inward in terms of like, okay, what are we really here about? Because it's not just about this one thing. There's something bigger. Like, what's the reason why everyone's excited about Other Side? And I think it really comes down to the building and the creating and the artistry that's around it. So, and the excitement on like what's possible. If all of a sudden people are excited and have like inspiration to create, there's something there to pay attention to. I know that's the case for myself, and why I'm so dedicated to the space, because after being in entertainment, I was in a slump during the lockdown and whatnot, and so it was really inspiring to be like, to think of creativity and being able to put out your art and what you create digitally, and then doing it on a community level. So yeah, we've just been putting our minds together and just using it as a vehicle to explore ourselves, but really keep our ear to the ground with the community that's building around us, and see how we can kind of platform that and build together.
Being that you guys and also the Dillian and Gucci team have been in this space for a long time and are seeing projects roll out with these physicals, roll out with product. I mean, even the idea of the Other Side, it's product in a sense. It's the thing that they started doing ever since they released this mint of this land and like go after it and collect. But beyond that NFT, there was this promise of building a new type of social media and a new type of experience. It's something similar for us, within Sun, to try and disrupt audio and make that. Gucci was mentioning it, like Crypto was mentioning it. The audio experience being, for me, it's as cinematic as cinema in a sense, where it's half the experience, but you can deliver a story that is very, very full and very, very round and very character driven. Buddy of mine who just recently won, I guess it's like the Oscar for for audiobooks. I was listening to his track with it, and it was just like, it was so nice to sort of hear that type of production value. And I think a lot of production is going that way. They're getting a lot more, like Gina Rodriguez was, the star of his production. And I think there's a lot more of emphasis now on trying to create, new types of experiences. And so that's our sort of decentralized type. But as observers, what are some of the projects that you guys are seeing that are, that are delivering, and what's seemingly important in this space at the moment?
Hey, I mean, you talked about experiences. I think you nailed it, and when you think of experiences holistically, that can come in so many different forms, both IRL as well as digital. So when you're able to kind of think about any sort of project, you think about all of those components. How important is it going to be for the IRL kind of community meetups? How important is it going to be even for the unboxing experience? That's an experience in itself. I was really impressed when I got the Sand Sound and I saw the packaging and it was nice and slick, and then I opened up the flap that had like a little magnetic flap, and there was a good feeling there, and then pulling that out, and all of those different things, I think, pertain to the experience. So, when it comes to digital experiences, it's the same thing. You know, I place myself in like, okay, if in the metaverse, like what would this look like? Where would people gather? And then where's the lobby people are going to hang? Where are they going to enter? Where are we going to go from here and take a journey, you know, and go to this other place and experience something that someone else is doing? So I think when you're able to take something like, even with what Sansound is doing, those are things that are going to enhance your experience for whatever it is that you're doing, you know. And I think a lot of people put their, you know, I mentioned I come from the entertainment industry. I do more of the creative direction, but my brother, he's a producer as well as an artist, and put a lot of time and focus into the sonic journey when he's designing that and he's producing that. So if something can really help with someone experiencing it in the way that it's designed, I think they're more inclined to enjoy it. So that's definitely one thing I'm starting to really realize, is that anything that someone is doing, you can really think of the physical and the digital more holistically. All the things that's going to, you know, that you can do to contribute toward that experience. And, you know, certainly lore is a big part of that as well.
Lore and storytelling and all these sort of things that, you know, we bring to the table from Web 2 into Web 3. We're getting so excited here that I must say it is now past 3:33. We will put onto the Jumbotron, Jacob, if you will.
Keep going.
Copy.
Yeah, I'll just jump in real quick. So
Yep.
one little bug, found the fix to that, and so pushing that to product version right now. And yep,
Copy.
should be fixed right now.
Awesome. Speaking of the other side, I went on second trip. I went on first trip, and then I went on second trip with Sonware, and it was a different experience altogether. Let me see if I can share some of this, and I think that, you know, those of you who have
My second
experienced
trip
Sonware
has just been released,
can imagine.
and we finally got to
it's-
return to the other side.
The sensory
This demo was
aspect to
structured
this
as a
is
team
really,
event,
really,
and once
really
again,
insane.
being
Just going
actively engaged
through
was rewarding.
all of those experiences, and then having people cross by you, because if you guys went through that experience, it's just like people were, you know, talking, and you can hear through this near sort of, if you got near to a person, you could hear them more clear. And so people were running by you, and when you hear this with hyper reality audio, it's kind of unsettling in a sense, because there were so many people when you were in a crowd, and then when people saw your name, they would say, like, you know, I remember, you know, Brent Swap, like, Minty, and like I just turned, and I'm just like, oh, he's over here. I knew he was to my left. It was just like a very different experience when audio is included into that formulation of, you know, what the metaverse looks like and what these experiences look like, because they're half the experience, as you said. You know, those in entertainment know, you know, picture is one thing, but if you have, you know, picture and really bad sound and bad audio, it sort of throws you out of the experience. And so key there is Christopher Nolan's movie. You know, when it's bad, it's bad, right, Bobby? I mean, you're attuned to audio.
Yeah, I'm no expert, but I definitely was early on, like, getting into Beats. Not like first round beta versions, you know, like this, but of course, got them in the first like year or two of them really launching publicly, and was always super impressed with the audio. And, you know, sometimes things come full circle, and now here I am again, the forefront of audio technology, and it's really cool. Like, as almost everybody has said, it was like a whole different experience when you use these headphones, and how they sound different than, you know, your AirPods or Bose or what have you. So for me, it's just, you know, enjoying music even a bit more is great, because I just love music in general. And then it can bring more of a connection with these like live events, like you've said. So lots of bonuses. I'm wearing them now, but you know, really looking forward to upgrading, as I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, I'd love to add something too, just when it comes to where we're heading with metaverse environments and digital environments. you know, with like a record or something, you know, if when you're playing it in mono, it's pretty much like we have just like an x-axis, but then, you know, there's with that x-axis, like you have left and right stereo, right? And that really evolved and helped transform sound and the way we consume it. But now you have like an X, Y, and Z axis, you know, and when you place yourself in a space, an environment, and you can really think about like, hey, if I'm sitting in the middle of a jam session and a band is playing, like you can do so many things, especially if one's able to move and interact, you know. Now all of a sudden it opens up so many possibilities for creating and experiencing sound or music. You know, if you wanted to sit a little bit closer to, you know, someone, maybe you're a bassist and you really want to just, you know, you're digging whatever this bassist is playing, you'd be able to like go a little bit closer to them and get a little bit of better audio or whatnot. And then it's the same thing, like, you know, in the second trip, I heard Mebi Netta was like, no. And it was like kind of that, like
Her voice is that
me,
distinctive,
like
yes.
far away. So I knew I needed to stop and wait. And I got a sense of like how far out I had to wait to go look for whoever was calling my name, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And those are so many like new things I think people have yet to really experience. But I think with the introduction of AR and mixed reality, we have yet to scratch the surface with the different applications, you know, when it comes to putting yourself in a space and designing the audio around it.
Exactly. Those experiences, it's, you know, and that's what's great about this spaces right now. The experiences can come by way of, you know, the digital. And I think a lot of us are fans of 10KTF and their experiences that they've brought, you know, to the different platforms where we play. But now being able to bring this, you know, fully into an audio experience, and then leveraging again sort of the Web3 technology of, you know, sure, we have PFPs and they're great on Twitter, but like what else can they do? And I think that, you know, the team really set out to think about that and to really listen to the community as to the potential of what, you know, an avatar could mean within what we call the soundscape. And so by having both the physical and the digital into the app, you know, how is it that we can empower users to, you know, in a sense, you know, participate in ways that are different. And there's a huge roadmap in terms of like, you know, I always mention to people that there's, you know, there's a couple of parts to this. I'm going to go into the video here. There's a couple of parts to this. There's obviously the thing that goes in your ears, but then like, don't fake this. Different. It could have been, you
Your audio's cutting in and
technology
out.
that we think is
I
going
think
to
'cause of
really
that.
take this to the next level. And so right now up on the video, I have a preview of the soundscape avatars, and I want to take this time,
Nice.
if I could bring Crow Magnus to the stage and talk a little bit about the creation of the avatars. And it's just been such a long process that he has been so gracious in sharing and you know, much like, you know, Second Trip is doing and First Trip, you know, or Other Side is doing, by doing those things, by showing as they grow. Pro Magnus has been doing, you know, on a weekly basis with many of you here to illustrate and to show his process, which is tremendous. Seeing this top artist work. Crow, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here. How you doing, Minty?
I'm so fantastic to have you here. Thank you for joining us. I know you're insanely busy. This is an exciting time. But I just wanted to get, you know, sort of your perspective on, you know, your take on creating the avatars. What do they mean to you? And
Avatars. Yeah, it's been a long journey with the avatars for sure. Yeah, we started in a lot of different places and milled about with a lot of different ideas as to what it was going to be. And I think Kaku and I had some really good, strong discussions about thematically what was going to work and what we wanted to avoid. And, you know, for me, I think since I entered the space, there's like themes and the cartoon. There's a lot of like cartoon characters in our space. It's a young space, right?
You can curse. You can curse here too, Crow. I've heard you talk about those before.
I'm not even trying to rail on them. I'm just trying to say, like, if I'm going to follow my heart and my dream and my vision and do what I would like to see, right, regardless of like trends and what the audience and even like to some degree like what the community in San wants to see, like I had to turn off a lot of noise and focus on that, and in order for me to feel like this was going to be something that was going to be special. And I really wanted it to reflect I wanted to be the other side of the spectrum from what the other NFTs were doing, much like how I tried to do that with the companion, the first San Origins collection, do something different. But this time really like with the possibilities of a human character and like human form, that really opened up a lot. And I wanted to make sure it didn't feel like it was going to be a cartoon or even really like leaning too hard into like an anime vibe, because I feel like that's been done. And so that was like for avatars, it was important to me to stylistically create a look and feel that was like could fit it under the umbrella of anime and animation and what is relevant and concurrent today, but still stand apart in its own unique way, like much in the way Oni Force did an amazing job and Brian did of like giving Oni Force a unique stylistic look and feel and aesthetic that even stood apart when put up against like a Crunchyroll thumbnail spread essentially.
Amazing. It's been a long process for you. What has the process of working with the community to develop traits been enriching for you as an artist?
Yeah, I think it would be a better way to say it's been enriching as in terms of like personal relationships and just being able to talk to folks in our community and have them sort of free wind, and like just speak off the cuff about whatever they're interested in, starting, the topic with the trait that we're making that night. And then it evolves into wherever it's going to go. And a lot of the times it's hard to, we only have 2 hours, so I want to get something visually done that feels like concrete so that when I go back to it, I have a foundation to start off that came about when I was there with the audience member. And so that part has been fun. It opened up some visually. It made me just troubleshoot a lot of different things that I hadn't done in the main collection, but also it allowed this whole nother angle of like context and juxtaposition happen with the traits that people were looking to do, which I think is the most interesting part of the collection to me. Is like in some like how like the freedom that Fortnite carries to be able to put any character into the universe is sort of like what carries the Avatar collection, is that it's the spectrum of aesthetics could run far and wide, and you could get a look and feel. It feels like, oh, I just went to the Goodwill and grabbed whatever off the shelves and just threw it all together. Or you can get something that's like real concise and subtle and color pop, like a solid color palette. And so it runs a gamut, and I like that. I didn't want to feel like bound by like, hey, we got this a palette that we have to stick to these 5 colors. I know a lot of collections do that, and I felt like with introducing traits from outside our universe that it just made sense to like not be bound by a lot of the normal aesthetic considerations that you might have when doing a PFP collection.
And you can see some of those examples right now on the video. Sorry, Crow. On the video now, you can see some of those examples the soundscape avatars, and a lot of these, I think most of these that are that are present are ones that our community asked for to work with Crow on and develop. And as you said, you can see the diversity of thought, the diversity of ideas, within the art style that makes it so special and so unique. What are some of your favorites of creating?
With the community?
Yeah.
I mean, I have a lot of favorites. The one that we just did with Sticks Intern was kind of fun. That was like a good. I learned a lot that night. The conversation was really interesting, and I think that helped carry the conversation was contextually aligned with the trait we were making for a good part of it, like an hour and a half or so, and that kind of helped. It's sort of like if you were trying to draw a medieval helmet and you put on, like a documentary on medieval armor in the 15th century or something like that, and it was just kind of playing in the background. So you had a little, like, some inspiration, some running, could be white noise for a minute. If you focused in, it wasn't, and that helped really carry the trait visually, or the workload of the trait, I should say, because I was like, oh shit, it's already 2 hours are done. Well, that didn't take very long. That was definitely fun. Everyone that we've had a chance to have come on board has brought to the table a lot of thought and consideration. And I even for the people who didn't quite know what they wanted, I think that they had probably poured over it long enough that they were probably getting a bit of a headache about it and just being like, shit, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And that's the same for probably any artist doing a PFP project or any piece of art. You sort of getting this like.
There you go. We shared that anxiety of every artist, stepping up to the blank page and deciding, what to make. And I think that is something that you've guided people through. And that's the lovely part is like you've shared so much of yourself during these that, it's been a real joy watching you create with the community.
I do more hand holding if I could, if it was, but most of the time I'm trying to get, it's a short period, so I'm trying to get something down, like I said, concrete. But I think that when the traits finally come out, there'll probably be a last little round of edits to just like square everything away. And I'm super excited about it. Again, that community influence is what is really will be a big part of the collection. Like from my mind's eye, it's like you're stepping into like a mini series on episode 3 or 4, but it doesn't really matter. It's like a Saturday morning cartoon. So it's like you could watch any episode singularly. You don't need to start at episode 1, but it's fun to start episode 1 because you get the origin story and the crescendo or whatever. But the avatars are sort of like, you're kind of stepping into the world. So you get a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But the world is just going to keep on evolving. And so that's the part that is like what really matters. So it's just like, it's a collection in constant flux. So it's just a moment in time. It's like a spinning roulette wheel. And we're just, the mid time is like, kind of like, this is where this is where the whole thing starts. And then once the ride begins, it just is like the infinite VR roller coaster. You know what I'm saying?
An evolution, as you're saying. It's just moving, with the space. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, we were like, oh my gosh, this is such a tough time, to mint in, and suddenly, here comes a market that is a bit more suitable, I think, for people to start to speculate and start to look at, the next evolution of this space and what that looks like. We know we're done with projects that, as you said, have, very low effort and this limited view and perspective. Oh wait, sorry, no, there's shitcoins, aren't there? But like, I think there's just a real demand for, projects that are thinking a bit more long term. And for the past couple of years, I've had the honor of working with this team and seeing you as an artist evolve and as an artist give so much into this community. And so I'm excited for you as we move into this stage. Already, it's just like, it feels like you're already halfway at a sellout. You're of the 3,333. There's only 1,400 left because we did the most successful burn in history in order to sacrifice our companions to achieve and acquire these avatars to join us in the soundscape. And so, for those who have followed along the story, this has been a long time coming, and we thank you for coming on this journey with us. We're at the top of the hour, so I'm going to close out the video session of it. Thank you guys so much for joining us. You guys have been so rad. Really appreciate you guys, and appreciate all the feedback that you guys have been giving as a community. We can't wait for this next evolution because we think it's going to knock your socks off. So we're just going to go right into the Son X Spaces. And we can say X Spaces because that just sounds pornographic. But we're going to go into the Son X
It
Spaces.
sounds a little precarious.
Yeah.
Once we switch over there, Minty, I would like you to, kind of redress the room.
Yes.
As we've got definitely some people in here who are not in San, maybe want to learn a little bit more about it or know what exactly is going on. I think we've got about 70-ish people here, some new faces, some old. So as we close this video part of things and we move over to spaces, let's get a redressing of what's going on here, okay?
Absolutely. Great call. We're going to reset the room when we jump into the spaces. Just wanted to thank you guys again on the video stream, and we'll see you in there. Thank you.
See you guys.
Later.